So it was the third week of Bake Off and they were doing bread, which is my nemesis when it comes to gluten-free, but I'm hoping I've found a fantastic recipe that you will also enjoy. I loved what they did with the chocolate bread, and that's exactly what I'm going to do today. I'll show you the ingredients. 245 grams of plain gluten-free flour with 2 teaspoons of baking powder, 100 grams of caster sugar, 60 mils of soya milk, 60 mils of olive oil, 1 large free-range egg. We've got Greek yogurt of 225 grams and 1 teaspoon of vanilla extract. For the middle part, we've got 1 teaspoon of cinnamon, 50 grams of dark chocolate, 60 grams of walnuts, and 2 tablespoons of brown sugar. The first thing I'm going to do is grease the tin. I've just put a tiny amount of dairy-free margarine in here, and I'm going to use some kitchen towel to help me make sure that the margarine goes all round this loaf tin. The next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to add some sunflower seeds, and I'm just going to sprinkle them inside and then shake them about a bit. And this is where the plate comes in, because then you can just pour back anything that hasn't stuck the first time, like so. And in fact, I'll show you that again from the other way so that you can actually see it. So pour it back in and then shake it about even more. The sunflower seeds won't go exactly all over it, but at least you'll get some on your bread. And then you can start making the mixture. The next thing I'm going to do is in a Ziploc bag, bash the walnuts and the chocolate so that they come into smaller pieces. And the reason it's a Ziploc bag is I'm hoping, squeezing the air out, that none of the bits will come out. So I've got a rolling pin here. A few of those bits did actually come out, but not too many. So I'm going to pop these into a bowl now, making sure that I try and get all of that into the bowl. And then the next thing I'm going to do is add the brown sugar, like so. That was only 2 tablespoons. And then just 1 teaspoon of cinnamon. And I'm just going to average that out. There we are. 1 teaspoon goes in of cinnamon, and put that to one side. I'm now going to put all of these wet ingredients, so not the flour, but the rest of them, into a mixing bowl. So I've got these in the mixing bowl. I know this seems like there's a lot of sugar for bread, but this is a chocolate bread, so with luck, it will work beautifully. So I've got this in the mixing bowl now, and I'm just going to turn it on, mixing slowly. I'm going to add in the flour now, bit by bit. So I'll just add in the flour. So some of the flour has stuck to the sides. I'm just going to scrape that down, re-whisk it, and then we get to line the tin. So the next bit's really easy. I'm just going to pour in a little bit of the batter to cover the bottom of the tin. And then I'm going to add that mix that I did earlier, that I bashed about with the rolling pin. Probably got a little bit too much actually. They didn't say in the recipe I looked at what size tin to use, so I'm using this tiny loaf tin, but probably should have a bigger one than I've got. And then finally pouring on more batter to cover all of that mixture, and with luck we will have an amazing chocolate loaf. I'm going to put that in the oven now and see what happens. The loaf is going to go into the oven at 180 degrees Celsius. That's about 350 Fahrenheit. I'm just going to pop it in the centre of the oven there and bake. Okay, the bread has now had 50 minutes. I'm going to see whether it's ready. It looks an amazing golden colour, and I've just popped a cocktail stick in here and pulled it out, and that to me looks like it's done. I'm going to give it some time to cool on a wire rack, and when it's completely cool, the taste test. So the bread's now cooled, and I'm going to turn it out and see what it's like on the inside. Okay, a little bit of chocolate there. Taste test. That's really nice. It's very sweet, Very sweet bread, but then I guess if you brought pan au chocolat, then you would be expecting a really sweet treat as well. And this one with all the seeds and the chocolate inside and the walnuts, that's really nice. It's quite spongy. It's a bit like my first attempt at making gluten-free bread, and I thought it was a bit like a cake, but I think you'll be really happy if you try that. Give it a go.